This group clinical supervision video has been funded by the Office of the Chief Nursing and Midwifery Officer, Queensland, and developed for nurses and midwives in Queensland. The video introduces what group clinical supervision is, illustrates the benefits, and demonstrates how nurses and midwives may participate in a group. We hope you'll find it helpful.
It's beautiful to have this safe space that we can come to reflect on some of the things that we've experienced in our line of work and our role as nurses. And these are the things that have challenged us, that have shaped us, have helped us grow. And it's been so lovely to just be able to do that as a group.
I think one of the really important things was being able to meet together and understand each other's experiences in that really safe environment, to be able to explore some issues that might be actually quite complex, relational ones between each other, and how we might have individually troubleshooted a particular issue but then had the collective experience of others to draw on.
Nursing is a great profession, but it also is very challenging, and you can often feel isolated and that the issues are only relating to yourself. So having a safe space that you can talk and share these ideas has been really beneficial for myself and for our staff and colleagues at the same time.
It helps to understand really challenging situations with patients, or really sad situations with patients, but also with our co-workers, how they might be dealing with night shift, and how do you sleep as a nurse during night shift. So it kind of varies. Every session is completely different.
It's almost like we work together inside of the group to reach understanding, to sometimes reach solutions, other times just to talk it through.
The nursing and midwifery literature also supports much of what these nurses and midwives have shared. Group clinical supervision provides a space for nurses and midwives to reflect on their clinical situations or concerns, some of which they may not have otherwise had an opportunity to share. In sharing experiences and listening to the thoughts and experiences of others, nurses and midwives may gain knowledge, support, perspective, and affirmation from each other. Group clinical supervision provides validation that nurses and midwives are not alone in the challenges they face, and helps to reduce the emotional burden of their work that nurses and midwives do.
It allows us to leave some things at work. Sometimes it's hard to have that shut off where work is work and home is home, and we often think about and internalise issues that we're facing at work through the day and different challenges. So having somewhere that we can reflect, we can share, it's a good way to be able to leave those problems behind and have time for at home.
Group clinical supervision further supports the development of skill and critical thinking, and offers nurses and midwives a level of professional support. It has also been seen to improve team function, communication and connection, and provides nursing and midwifery teams with a way of working through issues.
I think the process is formalised, so you have someone leading the group, and that helps keep things on track. Or it keeps you from going over and over the issue and just turning around and around and around and not really moving forward. There's often an end point or a finish point.
In group clinical supervision, nurses and midwives meet voluntarily on a regular basis with a trained clinical supervisor in small groups, face-to-face or via virtual modes such as Zoom, FaceTime, Microsoft Teams. It should occur regularly and in a private space, and in protected time away from the clinical area. Groups can vary in size from between 3 and 10. For nurses and midwives to value group supervision and be available to attend, each session should be useful. Group clinical supervision is a space for nurses and midwives to reflect on, raise concerns, and seek to develop a greater understanding of practice. It is not, however, a space to simply vent and complain without seeking solutions to practice challenges. Group supervision is an advanced form of supervision. It should not be viewed as the cheaper option and does not replace the need for individual clinical supervision. Practicalities of time, funding and availability of clinical supervisors are, however, factors that should be considered. Participation in group clinical supervision involves an orientation to the group function and the group collaborating to create a safe space agreement, which is also known as a Group Clinical Supervision Working Agreement, or CSWA.
Most of us will have experienced group clinical supervision before, but it's important for us to have a conversation together about what we would like our group to look like and how we would work together in supervision. So I would like to ask the group, I'd like to open up to, if we were to continue to work together in supervision, what is it that you would expect of the group that would help you to participate to the best of your ability? What type of conditions or environments or things are you looking for?
I'd hope for some kind of trust and safety and confidentiality around what we talk about.
Do you think it's reasonable if when we bring our stories to this space that we de-identify them as much as we can?
Having an agreement that what we discuss within the group stays within the group.
I guess it might be appropriate to say that confidentiality is I think, fantastic. There may be, I guess, situations such as breaches of code of conduct that may have to be shared elsewhere.
So confidentiality is often the most complex things in supervision, isn't it, and particularly in group supervision. And so we've talked about the parameters of that in terms of our stories, that they remain in supervision, that we de-identify the content as much as possible, that there is disclaimers in terms of risk or breaches of legislation or conduct boundaries.
One of the purposes of the group supervision is for reflection on practice. And I would hope that it's not about people's personal lives.
Just giving everybody a moment to take time to think about how they want to provide answers or their thoughts to the group. Because sometimes it just takes a minute for people to think about what they want to say, and they just need that space to do that.
I'm thinking of bringing together some of those other things that we talked about, like being non-judgmental and challenging practice, but doing that in a compassionate but professional way, so that this is always a constructive space, that it doesn't become a whinge session.
So I've got lots of notes here which I will type up into a draft of our group clinical supervision working agreement. But what we've talked about, we began with this sense of creating trust and safety within the group. The way that we did that is the manner in which we support each other is non-judgmental. We accept that we all come from different spaces and places, and we'll have different experiences and interpretations of what's happening.
Let's consider some specific requirements when undertaking group clinical supervision in a virtual space. Confidentiality. Ensure in a private and confidential space. Example, no shared offices, use headphones, cameras on, no multitasking. There are practicalities that need to be considered when setting up group clinical supervision. Now let's look at some further considerations when constructing a group. Once the group has established their working agreement, the group can begin the work of reflecting on their practice. The purpose of group clinical supervision is to support safe and ethical practice, develop knowledge and skill, and assist nurses and midwives to manage the emotional burden of the work that they do. The nurses you'll see in the following scenes are engaging in group clinical supervision. Although a narrative was provided to the group to maintain confidentiality of patient information, the group members were invited to participate as themselves, in their current roles, and with their own experiences and beliefs. They were asked to engage and respond in the manner that comes most comfortably, and as they normally would.
Well, we might start with a bit of a check-in. So we'll move around the circle and just tell me what's happening in your world, what your week's been like. We might start with you, Tay.
Good. My week, well, it's Monday. It's going good. I survived without sugar for 13 hours. So it's good. On a fitness challenge, so yeah. It's nice morning.
Beautiful. Yeah, my week's pretty good. Just usual mum stuff and gym chores. It's actually my Friday, so that's even better.
Perfect.
Yeah, Monday I had the weekend off, which was nice, so yeah, went camping. I haven't done that for ages, and yeah, still tired from it.
So you're feeling vulnerable in the moment, and then you're also worried that you're creating vulnerability in them, and there's this sense of kind of unpredictability about the whole situation.
And everyone's looking at you for the experience, but at the same time you don't have it in that particular thing.
That's it, and that's another thing as well, like handover as well. Like someone else might have, like you might have had a patient and they're just like too much for you. So in my head, I'm like, already this patient is like hard work, and oh my God, how am I going to do this? But you're actually, by the end of it, if you go in and you be nice and you know that sort of thing, oh, they're not that bad. Like what?
Certain personalities can certainly.
Yeah, certain personalities,
come
and
across.
they're not very, you know, compliant with that person. But you know, I come like, oh, I got them to do everything. Like it's,
Why do you think that is? So there's a little bit in there about understanding your patient, from what I can hear, understanding what their triggers might be, what are the little things that they might want to do that actually makes that caregiving easier. Tay, you said your approach, how you're feeling on the day, sometimes that shapes out. There's a lot of nodding heads on this side here of that. Can I ask you guys what it is, even if you had a bad day, that brings you back the next day? What is it? A reset?
Yeah, it's like sleeping right up.
It's going to be better.
It's going to be
tomorrow's
a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day.
You just don't know. The next day is going to be completely different to the day you've just had.
I've stopped listening to a handover
Yeah.
that's just like so
It's
crazy.
never like that.
Our shift is going to be different.
Yeah.
And that was your shift,
And
your
that's why
space,
even when
and
I'm team leading and I try to do the heads up, I'll be like, oh, it's been busy, but you'll be right. Like, there's no point in trying to make you feel like you're in fit day.
Yeah, I hate that feeling, and it's just you're already starting with that
negative mindset.
negative.
Yeah. That's one thing we're good at in our ward is team nursing and communicating with each other and being like, look, I had this patient yesterday, is it okay if you have them today, or can you come in with me to this person? And everybody, 99% of people are like that in our ward. So that's, you know, one good thing that we have. So we know that, okay, we might be in the same area, but I know that I can let this nurse do it today, and then I might be back there tomorrow.
Or even just during the shift, the buzzer goes again.
Yeah.
For the 50th
Yeah.
time,
You just go like, I can't go.
I just can't. Can you just
Yeah.
use that buzzer because
I think you know when it's time to get someone else to do it. Everyone seems to know that. Yeah.
And I think we're pretty good in delegating as well. Like all the team leaders, have you been here? Have you had that patient? Are you happy to have the same, or do you want to change?
That's what's good about it is we've got the space that we can blurt it out here as well. And, you know, many of us have been in here in tears, and we just need that. And then you go out there and start again.
Just makes you feel, like you're all in the same boat, really. So when you go home to a family who still have no idea what you do on a day-to-day basis, you've got some people you can who understand, I suppose.
Only nurses understand this.
I think it's really lovely that we've gone from some things that maybe didn't feel so great about the job at the very beginning to listen to you guys actually have a very, very positive take at the end on what it is that we do, the things, how every day is a bit different, and that's something we really appreciate. To finding why it is that we love our job, coming back the next day, relying on each other. There's been a really nice kind of narrative that's come through. As we finish up today's session, I'm going to ask if everybody can think about a word they're going to take away with them from today's session back to the ward this afternoon for the rest of your day. Something you're going to think about, something that this session has sort of brought to the forefront of your mind.
Grateful.
Grateful.
Supportive.
Supportive.
Well, I was going to say team, but yeah.
You can say
Yeah.
team as well.
Yeah, we're all one. Yeah.
One.
I was going to say community.
The work that nurses and midwives do is unique in the healthcare system. It is rewarding, challenging, and emotionally burdensome. Group clinical supervision is a powerful tool that has been shown to assist nurses and midwives to manage the complexities and burden of the work that they do. I'd like to invite you to take a few moments to reflect on what you've just seen. What do you think? What resonated with you? What do you feel would be the most helpful aspects of group clinical supervision for you and your practice? What do you consider would be the benefits for participating in this process for you, your colleagues, and the people that you care for?
It's probably one of the most beneficial things that we have done as a cohort, as a nursing ward, that the benefits that it provides transcend outside of that group into the ward space, into how we care, and into how we process the events that happen in our line of work.
I've been facilitating group supervision for a long time, but I've also been a participant for many decades, and I really value group supervision as an adjunct to my individual supervision. I would urge all of you to consider group supervision because it has the added benefit of helping us as a work group to come together and share things, and that can have additional benefits in terms of our workplace culture, cohesion and social support within the workplace.